All right, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Rice and Beans podcast, episode 21. It is June 23rd, 2021. How are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, I'm having quite the week, man. My VR showed up.
Yeah.
And I've been in love with it.
I saw the picture of it and I was like, oh, we lost him, boys. He's got into the virtual world. We'll never see him again. Oh, man.
I would, but they fucking, good Lord. It gets hot.
Yeah.
Like it's for me, like I sweat. Like there's no way around it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that thing just like suction cupped to my face. I could feel like the cushion in the fabric just like sponge up and just nothing but just bodily secretions. It's awesome. I won't lie to you, but
it's I've heard it's quite the workout, like playing in VR. Like you can actually lose like a decent amount of weight just from like sweating it out from all the movements you're doing.
It's pretty nutty. It is pretty fucking nutty. I enjoy it, though.
I'm guessing it didn't help that you got it in the middle of the heat wave, so.
No, so I played it 2 days ago was the last time, and it was pretty hot, but now, like today, 80s. It
Wow.
feels so good.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it's the next like for the rest of this week is supposed to be like just 80s and then back to the 100s, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Like I slept in today. Like lately I haven't been going to bed till like fucking like 4 or 5, but usually I wake up around 11 just because I can't sleep when it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And today was like 1 o'clock. I was like, dude, I actually feel good.
Oh, you lucky son bitch. I'm over here working a day job.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Oh man. I would definitely get a VR, but I feel like I'd get motion sickness from it because I've tried VR before when it was like brand new, and it was already like I felt sick from it. So I don't know how it would do in like today's technology of VR, but I still want one. Even though I feel like I'd get sick from it, I still want one.
I love it. The only thing I have a hard time with sometimes is that, well, from the 1 day of using it, is that like I took a break. So like I got it and I played Half-Life Alyx for a little bit just to like see how I felt, to see if I could stream it.
Uh-huh.
And I got like 2 hours into it, and then I was like, okay, so I just took like a little break, let my face cool down, and I was like fucking with my phone. And my brain was like still for some reason, my brain felt like my hands were VR and it wasn't real. And I was like, Jesus Christ! And I like just like stopped for a second. I was like, oh, okay, this is real. I'm okay. And I just like went back to it. I was like, it was weird. It was strange for a couple seconds. I won't lie to you.
You broke through the matrix for a second. You realized all of this is just virtual reality. None of this is real.
It was weird it was literally like 5 seconds where I just had to like calm down. I was like, all right, real life shit. Like these are my fingers. And, no, it was really cool. I cannot recommend, Half-Life Alyx enough. So
is this like the first, Half-Life game you played?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like,
no idea.
Like, canon-wise, have no fucking idea. All I know is that my dad has been taken and I'm looking for him. That's about it. Yeah. Also, fuck darkness in that game. Fuck it in the ass.
Is it like dark?
Dude, if you watch the VOD, like, the whole game is like, oh, it's an action game. Woo! And then you go into the sewer and there's no lights and they just gave you a flashlight on your left hand. So you have to hold your fucking left hand up and shoot with your right. And it is black, dude. It is just, it's like cave. Like, if you ever been in a cave, you know, it's like just no hand. You can't see it. And then all of a sudden there's this fucking thing. Whoa! Oh, man, no. No.
Yeah, I'm not experienced with Half-Life either, other than like speed runs that I've watched, but like obviously those don't really tell a story of what's going on. So,
Yeah,
oh
it's
man,
it's I cannot recommend it enough. I got the Valve Index, which was a little bit expensive, but
worth
from
it.
what I've seen, it's the one that holds up the best over time. So,
Have you tried any other games?
no,
No.
I haven't tried. I think I want to fuck around with Half-Life Alyx, and then later today I'm gonna buy Beat Saber, and then that way like Presley and Ava can play it and they can experience it.
Beat Saber is like the one game that I really want to get on the VR just because of how much I like. That is the one game that people have told me like that's the real workout right there. If you can't go to the gym that day, or if like you don't want to go out, like playing Beat Saber for like an hour and a half is apparently just like a crazy workout for people. I'm guessing it's like the rope thing that people do, you know, like moving the rope back and forth, but without actually having the rope.
Dude, I've talked to a lot of people, and no one can tell me what that exercise legitimately does.
I've never.
Everyone's
I don't
just
even know the
kinda
name
like,
of it.
everyone's just like, it doesn't work out your arms that much because it's such a small motion, so you don't really build muscle off of it. It doesn't really do stamina because like you could just jerk off.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Core cardio, because that's like the only places I've see it at is like the gym that I usually go to. It's like sectioned off of like weightlifting here, and then like cardio and stuff, and then like you have like your little like core area, and it's usually over by like the core area. So I'm guessing it's supposed to do something with that, but it's never made sense to me at all. I don't understand why that's a workout.
I don't know. Lately, me and Ava have been like, for me, like I don't like going to the gym by myself. I need to have someone with me. So like I've been trying to like coax Presley into getting a gym membership with me.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, like any day it's like 100 degrees out, me and Ava will just go like play games for like 2-3 hours. But it's like running or doing something else. Like if I have something to do to like block my brain from realizing it's exercise, I'm in. But as soon as my brain figures out like, oh, you son of a bitch, it's like, no, we're done with this.
Oh, the only reason why I work out is just because I know I need to work out, and it's a nice feeling once you're done. But like, I haven't found anything that is like, you're not actually working out, but you are at the same time kind of thing. Like your brain doesn't think it like how you are. Yeah. I haven't found anything like that other than jerking off, and it's can't be the only workout I work on. All right, my right arm is already bigger than my left. It's getting weird.
Switch it up, man. You gotta switch it up.
I don't have like the ambidextrous skill to.
You gotta start somewhere. Just think, you've had your whole life with that hand. Now you're just starting with this one. Your journey's just beginning.
It's a new experience.
It's like someone else is tugging me off.
No, you gotta numb the hand first before you do that. Come on.
Oh, that's child's play. Come on, I was doing that when I was like 16.
You got to
like,
start with
been
that.
Sitting on your hand all day. Oh, that's weird. I didn't realize I was doing that.
Oh man. You got any other stories from this week that you have?
I mean, I just kind of got like news stories that wouldn't fit in Clits and Cunts. I mean, 2 of them are really fucking sad. Like, really sad. Well, actually, 3 of them. Well, okay, I'll just lead off with this one if you're okay with it.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll tell your sad stories first, and then I can kind of tell some funnier stories that kind of happened to me later this week to kind of balance it out, you know?
Okay. I mean, nothing this week happened. I mean, I'm not getting the job because, like, Ava's having, like, panic attacks and shit about me leaving. So it's like, all right, I'm forever a dad now. Like, this is just what I do.
Well, you know.
So, I mean, kind of sad, but also, like, kind of cool at the same time. But
that just means more time for streaming at twitch.tv/Shuby, where he's sponsored by Ray's Energy. You're welcome.
That's true. That's true. They introduced a strawberry lemonade one that I am like itching to get my hands on. Not even kidding.
For the people that are part of our Discord already know what that is, but you know, we gotta always promote it so they actually go back into it.
I mean, it would help if I was consistent with it. Okay, so
it's always healthy to take breaks though for yourself and for family, you know.
Yeah. So I recently moved from basically Denver to like the western side of Colorado.
Yeah.
And just this last week, like a 5-minute walk from where we lived 4 months ago, there was a shooting that happened where me and Ava would go and walk and play Pokemon Go.
Oh.
And so what happened was that someone called the cops on a suspicious person in this place called Old Town Arvada. And what happened was the cops showed up. The suspicious person starts shooting at the cop. One guy comes running out of the army surplus store that was there. The cop died. So the Good Samaritan shoots the fucking dude. And then before the gunman dies, he shoots the Good Samaritan. So just 3 people died. But it was pretty crazy because it was just like, if we still lived there, like pretty good chance because this was like right around like 2 or 3. So that was like around the time me and Ava would go and play Pokemon Go over there. And it was pretty nutty. It was like a pretty sobering thought. It was like, Jesus, like we weren't too far away.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't get this place, we would have stayed there. So I don't know. It was pretty scary. But yeah.
Maybe he lived at your apartment complex and the mold just made him go crazy, you know? He just started robbing army surplus stores.
No, this was like, so the way it worked is there's basically like 3 streets that run north and south, and then one that runs east-west.
Uh-huh.
And that basically makes up Old Town Arvada. But in between streets 1 and 2, there is like a plaza where they have like water fountains and stuff for like kids to play in. That's where this happened.
Oh.
And so it was just like, it was literally like smack dab in the middle, and then this dude goes out and fucking blasts that dude to shit.
Dang.
So,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I was like, oh, well, thank God we don't live there anymore. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just like normal news for the U.S., though. You know?
I mean, yeah.
But it's scary when it happens in a place
like,
that you used
right
to live.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. More sad news. Drake Bell pleads guilty of crimes against a child, faces up to 2 years in prison.
Yeah.
So this came from like 2017. Yeah. Right before 2018. Turns out Drake Bell seems to have been having an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. He pled guilty, the whole thing. So it's like, oh shit. So another child star that does very questionable things. Feel free to read that article if you want.
It kind of makes you wonder, you know, like child stars, they always talk about how like it was like a crazy experience. Some of them say it's good, most of them say it's bad. And you kind of just wonder like what happens to them during like filming and stuff that kind of makes them this way. I mean, no one is technically born bad, you know, they're built that way. So I kind of wonder what it's like to be a child actor and go through this stuff.
He did a show with Dan Schneider, and that dude's like a well-known fucking weirdo. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. I'm in the camp of hurt people. So
yeah.
And this is arguably like the saddest one, because like it just shows anything can kind of happen. So there is a baseball player by the name of Ben Zobrist, Zobrist. And if you pay any attention to baseball, this guy was the championship MVP. So he was a pretty big badass on the baseball field. Turns out his wife was cheating on him with his pastor, and they stole like $8 million from his foundation.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It gets even worse. So what happened is at the time, Ben Zobrist was having like anxiety and depression issues, right? So that's like a pretty unfortunate thing that like everyone can relate to, also unfortunately. And the pastor told him, "Oh yeah, just take a break from baseball, and you know, take some break from family," because I guess they were having marital problems. So he told him to get the fuck away from his wife. Meanwhile, the pastor just wanted him out so he could fuck his wife. And then just to show that this pastor's an ultimate scumbag, He he asked the baseball player to sign autographs for his mother-in-law. Probably not true. He was probably turning around and selling them. Requested tickets to baseball games, hosting quote-unquote guys' night out for the church at the baseball player's home, and asking Mr. Zorps to send personal videos to parishioners who were being baptized. So he completely took this dude to the cleaners.
Dang.
So it was pretty fucking sad. It was just like, God damn. And then I was talking to JD about it, and it was just like, how the fuck does that relationship start? Like, your wife and the pastor? I feel like your wife was cheating on you before if she's going to start sucking pastor dick, you know?
Yeah. It kind of hits home with what I feel like this relates to Professor Oak and Ash's mom.
Go catch those Pokemon. I'm going to lick your tongue to your mom's Jigglypuffs.
Yep, that's it. That's like, while you're explaining it, I was like, why does this remind me of Pokemon so much? Like, just get rid of somebody to go do something, kind of do something that you told them to do while you go in on their family and, go do what you need to do. But
fucking hey.
Man.
Dude, I'm not religious, but like, that's like a pretty trustworthy person in that world.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker out here just slamming this guy's wife. Fuck that. Especially when he was like contemplating like normal depression stuff, if you know what I mean. It was like, God damn, dude. But I mean, switching gears to like happier news, an elephant ran through a fucking Thailand woman's house and just like right into the kitchen.
Why is it happier news?
It didn't hurt anyone. The woman was walking in the kitchen. In walks fucking Dumbo, man. Like, come on, you wouldn't be like, I'd be like, fuck, oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, man.
I would instantly claim that thing as a pet.
Oh, that's crazy. Did you know that male elephants masturbate by just slapping their penis up against their belly?
I heard that before. I've only heard that once.
I don't know why I know that. I just do.
Dude, the second trunk is a thing of beauty.
Yeah. What is it? I don't know why. I just know so many like weird ways that animals apparently masturbate.
That's why I keep telling Press, I was like, we should get a French bulldog. The way the French bulldog body's designed is their paws can touch their penis. And they'll like, it seems like a pretty common thing that they'll just start fucking masturbating. And I was like, dude, can you imagine just coming home and just hear, you look over and Scruffy's over there like, hey,
hey, stop that now.
I thought it'd be fucking hilarious. Presley is on the other side of the fence.
Of course she is. What is it? Also, dolphins. They're really into necrophilia and rape.
Oh yeah.
They'll hump people. They'll hump other animals, and then they'll just bite the heads and tails off a fish and just fuck the whole.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I didn't.
They raped Hank Hill. They even got a cartoon character. They know no bounds. They fucking. That's why. Like, dolphins are my favorite animals. Oh, so you like rape? No. Well, you're starting it off right.
All right. Sharks for me, homie. All right. Double penis gang.
Shout out.
They're the best creatures out there. I mean, I'm telling you, they may not be the smartest, but they're awesome. Also, they got a shit ton of teeth. Yep.
John McAfee died.
Suicide.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, he was coincidentally, the day he was approved to get to return back to the U.S.
Right now, we were bringing him home to fucking get after him, and he's fucking. Yeah, he probably actually did kill himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I didn't know much about this guy other than he made that really annoying anti-virus program for computers that keep randomly getting installed onto my computer.
God damn you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's actually a good program. It's very invasive, it seems. And this guy, did you ever listen to any of the podcasts and stuff he was on?
The dude's a fucking nut job. Yeah,
dude, he's
fucking out there.
He's so into drugs. Him and his mistress. I don't even know.
Lovers.
Yeah, right. he was so into drugs and stuff, and he never used cash. He never used cards anymore. He only used cryptocurrency to pay for stuff. And what is it? The Forehead Fables or something like that podcast.
Yeah.
He was on it. I don't know if you've ever listened to that episode, but that is a wild episode. And if you got the chance, people, I would definitely go and listen to that because it was crazy, but it was awesome at the same time. You could definitely some audio issues on his side, but it was.
He was like last I knew, he was living in Panama, like because he couldn't be extradited to the U.S. and then that changed, and then he fucked off.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like staying at a hotel or something like that, and he was just constantly just like drinking, doing drugs, and fucking. That was pretty much his life at the end.
He also murdered people.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, who hasn't at this time? You know, come on. When people ask body count, they're no longer asking about sex.
Okay.
Too much? All right. Little story for you. Well, first I got a little question for you. What was your first experience getting high alone? On marijuana. Obviously nothing else. Yeah, we're clean.
I think it was after a party, and then like one of the guys showed me how to fucking basically get high off of like a fucking pop can.
Uh-huh.
And so I did that just to try it. I think that was the first time, yeah.
Okay. Well, I got this little guy. There's no camera on, but I got this little guy who's pretty much just a THC little vape guy. And
yeah.
Before, I've gotten high before, and it was totally fine. You know, nothing crazy happened. You know, felt calm and everything. Doing it alone sucks. And then again,
yeah, cartoons are the way to. That's why I started watching cartoons, was because I would just be high and just be like, "Whoa, Scooby Doo."
Yeah. So it was Friday. No, it was Saturday. Because I remember my mom wasn't home. So I did the very noob thing of, here, let me explain it this way. When you take a hit or something like that, usually you have to wait a little bit to feel the effects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A minute or so.
No.
That one was just instant, huh?
No, it didn't kick in till 20 minutes later for me. And
what?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's just the way my body was trying to metabolize it or something. But so I did the very noob thing of I didn't feel anything. I did the noob thing of if it was edibles. Yeah, I just kept going until it all hit me at once. And I was playing Valorant, of course. I was playing Valorant and just randomly I started feeling super drowsy and stuff. I was okay. I was finally kicking in. I can deal with this. And then all of a sudden, mid game, where I'm fighting someone, and all of a sudden I just start hearing random techno music coming from my head. I know it's not coming from the game, but it just starts randomly playing techno music in my head. I don't know if this thing's laced with something else, but I'm going crazy at this point. And then pretty much right at the end of the game, I just kind of zone out, completely zone out. It's a normal thing that seems to happen to people when they get high, is they kind of zone out for a little bit. I was zoned out for a good 2 minutes of just sitting there doing nothing. And then the game ends and that was it. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I can get out of my chair, but I know for sure I'm going to throw up in a little bit.
Just fucking sit there and vomit on yourself.
No, I was like, okay, I have to try to get up and at least make it downstairs, because at this point, a complete cotton mouth, I am literally swallowing what tastes like blood, from how dry my mouth is. So I get up, and of course I make another mistake of I got up way too fast.
Oh shit.
Yep. So my chair is a nice little swivel gaming chair. So I swivel, I get up, instantly fall over onto the ground, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to get back up, but first I'm gonna at least crawl to the door. So I make it to the door, and I use my mini fridge to prop myself up, and I'm hanging on to it, and I open the door, And then I finally like get my balance and stuff, and I'm able to walk. And then I see the 16 steps I have to take downstairs. And I was like, oh God, if I fall, I'm probably going to die.
Gonna have a good time. Whee!
Both hands on the side rail, slowly going step by step, and then make it to like the mid platform that like turns 180 to go down the rest of the steps. I make it down the rest of them, and now I'm slowly walking towards the sink, and we have like one of those little like soft water taps, you know. Completely ignored that. I went straight for the raw water that wasn't connected to our soft water, and just drank out of like the kitchen sink.
Raw water.
Oh yeah, so raw. It was pretty much a good like 4 minutes of me waterboarding myself underneath the sink, just drinking water. And I was like, okay, from what I've learned from my experience so far is vitamin C can usually help with like nauseousness. At least it does for me. Nicotine, that's my thought process. It'll probably help with this.
Oh, Jesus.
Grab the whole handle of orange juice out of the fridge and chug the entire thing. You want to guess what happened next?
Vomit.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff. Vomited
Good old orange
straight.
juice vomit.
Dude, the worst smell ever.
Yeah.
It is so bad. Vomited all over the sink. Well, into the sink. Not, I'm still clean even when I'm high and feeling terrible. Straight down into the sink, and I'm like, okay, this smells terrible. Pieces of my chicken dinner are coming up. And I was like, okay. I finally got a little bit of break. I actually cleaned up the sink and then did the dishes somehow. I did the dishes while super high, still feeling sick. Vomiting, like we have a 2-part sink where there's like one and then the other part, So I'm doing dishes in one while vomiting into the other one still. Get the dishes done. Clean up the sink again. And I was like, okay.
Fucking animal.
I really hope my mom never listens to this. Finally, I was like, okay, I think I can make it back upstairs. I go back upstairs, and I'm about to make the turn into my room. Instead, I go straight forward again and back into my bathroom now. And I am just knelt over the the toilet and just feeling like, okay, any minute now, I know I'm about to throw up. While this is happening, I can again hear the techno music playing. It's just random, feels like nightclub music, no lyrics or anything, just like techno thumping, dun dun
just
dun.
Beats.
Yeah, just constantly. And I was like, okay, either my heart is about to explode or I'm just chilling out to some techno music that's in my head. It was the latter, luckily. And so I vomit again. And I completely forgot that I had ramen earlier that day. This is like this is like the soup is like red ramen, like red. So it was spicy. And I started vomiting it out. I was like, I don't remember having anything red. I remember having a red gummy bear, literally just one gummy bear. And I was like, I don't think it would come up as much as this. But so I was like, okay, this might be blood. I don't think it didn't look dark enough to be blood, but it didn't it could have been diluted or something. So I'm throwing up, and now I'm freaking out, thinking all right, I got some internal bleeding, totally fine. I'll just go back into my room and lay down for a little bit. Finally get back into my room, lay down, and then I run to my garbage can and throw up again.
Where did you... You better stop buying pens from wherever you got it. Oh, my God.
According to the person who gave this to me, it is from a dispensary in Colorado. And I don't know where the label for it is or anything like that. But it was saliva. Not the... I know that's another drug, right? But it's it's the name brand of the... thing. I really hope it wasn't that.
I would not buy or get that ever again.
But I'm finally calmed down. I feel like I've gotten most of it sweated out of my body at this point. And so now I'm just laying down. I was like, okay, either I'm about to fall asleep or I'm going to go back on my computer and try to do stuff. Pretty much now is like the end of the night. I didn't actually fall asleep. I just kind of like relaxed for the rest of the time, just like taking it easy, trying to figure out like, okay, if I ever do this again, maybe not do so much hits. And this is when I realized, oh wait, I ate ramen that day. Okay, I wasn't internally bleeding. So I was suddenly like starting to like calm down too. And yeah, that was Saturday. Sunday came around and oh my gosh, apparently I didn't drink enough water. Like at all, because like after like all of that vomit and stuff, like while I was calming down, I felt like I drank a shit ton of water, not enough, because I woke up completely like dry mouthed and everything, and apparently I actually had to do housework. Wasn't told about it at all. I was woken up at 8 in the morning saying, "Hey, I need you to go do this, this," and I was like, I can't. I was pretty sure I was still high, kind of at that point, But
Yeah.
luckily, it was like the mild version of it, and so yeah, Sunday was a mess as well. Anyway, that was my weekend.
Oh, I lied. Something funny did happen. I completely fucked up.
Oh,
How did I forget this? Oh my god. Okay, so 2 days ago now, Presley made, so for Father's Day, she made beef ribs, which I've been like craving. And she got the recipe for this pasta salad my mom made when I was a kid, but I fucking loved it. So she got everything. If you eat a bunch of protein, your body does not like to poop.
no, it does not.
So at that point, like my stomach was just like wanting to die because like I had all of this inside me but couldn't let it out. So I went to the bathroom to try to poop, and I'm like in there for about 30, 45 minutes, and I get a text message from Presley, and she's like, I need you to hurry up and come out now. I'm scared. So I'm like, oh shit. So I take off, I get going. I'm like, what's wrong? There's something in the house. And I go, like a person? She goes, no. There's like an animal inside the house. And I'm like, okay, where at? she points to the kitchen, and her and Gur, I knew she was being for real, because even Gur like had that that look that dogs have, like what the fuck, like just kind of like head tilted, looking into the kitchen. And I go, what makes you think it's an animal? She's like, I keep hearing this like scratching noises, but it's like very sporadic. So I'm like, okay. So I go and put shoes on, because like if something does come out, you can squish it. Like, I don't give a shit what it is. If you stomp hard enough, it will squish. So, our kitchen is basically like an L if you were standing at the top and looking down towards the horizontal part. Mm-hmm. So I start opening cabinets, and I'm like looking. I got my flashlight on, and I don't see any like mouse or rat shit. So I'm like, okay. I go to the next one. Nothing. I'm about to walk away, and I hear it again, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, so something totally is here. And at that point, I remember, like, the house is like a foot off the ground. Maybe there's something underneath the house. I go and grab the broom. I come back, and I hear it again. It's just, I was like, what the fuck is that? So I take the broom, and I start beating on the other side of, like, the kitchen bar to see, like, if something like scurries, and then like I know exactly where it's at, and then I can just like start making enough noise to let it know it's not supposed to be here. Because I'm not crawling underneath the house at like 2 a.m.
Too many spiders.
Yeah. So I walk up and down, and I'm like hitting the fuck out of that thing. No noises. So I put the broom down, and I go back into the kitchen, and I look under the dishwasher, because I knew that there's like a little tiny hole. I looked under there, and that was blocked off. I'm like looking for like the traditional mouse hole, like from Tom and Jerry. Mm-hmm. Nothing. While I'm on the ground, it's again just. I was like, oh my god! Like I thought it was coming for me. So like I stand up, and Presley's freaking out. I look up on the counter, and when Presley made the ribs, we put the grease in like old spaghetti jars, because you don't pour that down the drain.
Nope.
Something happened to where it wasn't hot. It was like 70 degrees in the house. The jar was getting ready to fucking explode. And what the sound was grease poking through the spaghetti jar lid and just it just it was the scariest thing ever. And then as soon as I seen it, I smelled it, and it was just, oh my god. So then I basically had to play like bomb diffuser. We took it, we put it in a bowl, we put like a Walmart bag on top of it, walked it out to the trash can, and now it's the trash company's business now. But my god, dude, it scared the fuck out of me. Well, because I really thought, I was like, shit, it's like a raccoon and it's gonna whip my ass on the ground. No, it was just a jar of fat that for some reason was expanding.
Yeah. Was it like a full jar?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been like just a pressure difference. I'm guessing you like it like did it coagulate a little bit?
Yeah, because we waited for it to cool down, so you're not dumping like liquid hot fat into a jar, so then it becomes a bomb.
Yeah. It could have just been like coagulating too much, building up pressure, and it started like squeezing out or something. But yeah, you made a grease bomb.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, it was seriously like 15 minutes of like me, like by the time I showed up, and then Presley and Gurr were just freaking the fuck out because they didn't know what the fuck it was either.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I'd rather take that than an animal somewhere either in the house or underneath of it.
Yeah. Dude, if something came out, like, I was going to kill that thing. It was going to be like that fucking video, that dude chucking that cougar across his fucking yard. Oh, it's a fucking lynx!
Oh man, for a second I thought you were going to say like it was like a mouse or a rat that got stuck in the garbage disposal. And you just turned it on.
Oh, hell yeah. I would fucking vaporize that little fucker. I don't give a shit about mice or rats. Speaking of mice and rats, we finished Doom Patrol Season 1 finally. And we started on 2. And it was like where they first introduced Dorothy, and Cliff goes into where the rats are, and the fucking mom rat just eats the baby rat. And I was like, oh my god. It was pretty. I love that show so much, dude.
I gotta rewatch it because I don't remember if I've seen season 2 or not, and I was like, it sounds familiar, but at the same time I was like, huh, did I see that?
Do you remember them being like itty bitty?
I really, all I can remember is the time that they all had orgasms at the same time.
Yeah, that was season 1.
Okay.
That was Flex Metallo. He's like, yeah, I could get us into the white space. And he's like sitting there flexing. He took him to the white space, all right.
Yeah,
this motherfucker, he's sitting there flexing, and someone like experienced it first, and they're like, everyone on the street just stops, and they're like shaking, and Diane fucking Guerrero goes, we're all fucking. It's just, Cliff has to fake an orgasm and they fucking catch him with it. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. Like, Cliff, did you just fake an orgasm? No, I didn't want to be left out.
It's hard when you only got a brain now.
Yeah, that never occurred to me. It was pretty funny.
Oh man, I gotta rewatch it. It's such a good show. And they've got really cool superpowers, in my opinion.
I'm waiting, like season 1 alone. The whole time I'm waiting for like Elastigirl to be Elastigirl. But
not Blob.
No, it's so fucking gross, dude. So disgusting.
Eventually, I think she'll learn how to control her powers.
The actress who plays her, for some reason, is like oddly hot. Like, she's not my type, but something is just clicking, and it's like, yeah, use your powers. Yeah, wrap around me, tug me off. What?
It's Clive that gets me off, all that metal. Or what's his name? Cliff. Yeah,
Cliff. I was like, Clive.
I gotta rewatch it, man.
I don't want to know.
I gotta rewatch it. It's been so long.
It's the guy in the wheelchair. Something about that fucking battery-powered spherical device. Oh.
I would say it's a schizophrenic, except she turns into like a 6-year-old every once in a while, and that kind of turns me off.
They had one episode where they dive into her mind, and there's one fucking personality where it's a nun with a chainsaw, and I'm like, why have we not seen that? That seems so much cooler than the rest.
Bring that one out more often, like,
dude, right?
Sexy nun with chainsaw. Obviously, it's like the perfect combo for the show.
Yeah,
if a nun's
season 2's coming, so maybe.
I definitely gotta rewatch it then. Yeah. Well, going off superpowers, now I want to talk to you about superpowers. I want to talk to you how stupid superpowers are, right?
Okay.
Okay, first off, what superpower would you want?
Can I pick Superman?
Well, I'm thinking like
just all. I mean, I guess I would go Hulk. I would just take like retarded strength.
Yeah. For me, it's always gonna be like super speed, but then like you have to like remember like going off of like real world science and stuff. Like if this was a thing, like think about like how uncomfortable it would be, right? Because like what super strength, like anything, like most of the things you'll have to be like super delicate with like everything, right? And like, yeah. Or you can just go completely like, you know, Juggernaut style and just ram through everything. And the thing is, like, also with super strength, it's like you're not technically invincible, right? So like concussions are still a thing. Like you'll wear armor and stuff, but how much is that going to protect you when you have super strength and can easily like destroy that stuff, right? And then like with super speed, it's like you've got to eat a lot. Your everything around you is gonna be like super slow, right? So everything's gonna be like really annoying. Like everyone will talk kind of like that kind of thing.
They'll talk like Maestro.
It's true. I'm guessing you never said the thing to you, so he doesn't watch these, huh?
No, he doesn't fucking watch them.
Fucking bitch. What else is there? Teleportation is so stupid because I read this thing. It's like, yeah, if you have teleportation, you could fly, right? You can't fly. if you teleport into the air, right, you'll just start falling, right? But
I mean, you could do it like Portal, right? Like you could build up energy in one plane and then just like whoop and away you go.
Yeah, but the issue is like with all of that force, if you hit something with all that force, you're gonna go splat. Like obviously you could slow down, you know. Obviously you're not gonna go super super fast because of terminal velocity hitting the ground, but like that's still an issue. Flight would be cool, except you'd have to wear like an oxygen mask if you go too high, and it'd be super cold unless you're, you know, in the Midwest right now where it's a heat wave.
I think if like just one day you woke up and had these, otherwise I think like this would just be normal to your body.
Possibly, but
you're the motherfucker that just has to ruin everything for everyone. You watch a movie and you're just like, that gun only holds 6 bullets. I don't care. He blew a man's head off on number 8. Leave it alone.
I can always look past this stuff, like, right? Because I still, like, I would take all the consequences to have like super speed or telekinesis, right? Like,
I wouldn't take super speed. I would not.
Really?
Sex.
Just you wouldn't have to do anything. You could literally just.
Your wife would cheat on you with the pastor.
No, you just become the human vibrator. What are you talking about?
Dude, I think if you unleash that on a woman, you would kill her. Like if we want to go down the scientific route, like the friction alone, like it caught on fire.
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely would. But you know,
I can't. Hinted at that now that I think about it.
Yeah.
The TV show, yeah, like it was just it wouldn't be the same. I mean, I guess like strength, but I guess you could kind of like taper it down. Like if Hulk would smash some poor fucking individual, like would just destroy him.
He can't even have sex as Bruce Banner either, because if he gets too excited, he turns into the Hulk.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always horny.
I wonder, you know, if he jerks himself off, does the Hulk finish it off for him, or like what happens?
Just like super gay fanfic just got written right now.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. You know, this is prime content. Fan fiction, Hulk and Bruce Banner.
Just jerking themselves off.
Oh man. Speaking of the Flash, though. Yeah, it sucks. I'm just continuing to get through the season, but they've pretty much made it it's no longer the Flash, but it's now Team Flash minus Flash, because he's barely in any of the episodes anymore. It's either he's on a vacation, he's knocked out, he doesn't have his powers, he's just missing for some reason. It's all just about side characters, and it completely sucks. It's really bad.
I hopped off like season 4. I was out. I was like, this is too emotional. Like I didn't want my superheroes to have like human issues all the time. Sometimes cool. All the time? No.
I think the only one that's held up, in my opinion, was the Arrow, except for like the last like episode of season 8. But like that's the only one that I feel like that's held up. Legend of Tomorrow isn't too bad. They just completely they're completely crazy now. Like nothing makes sense to me anymore in that show, and it used to somehow. But now it's like even when they try to explain it, it still makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And then Black Lightning is still going, apparently. I thought they canceled it.
I love Black Lightning. I just fell off of all like TV shows recently, so that's why I'm just now getting into Doom Patrol season 2.
Yeah. Then there's always Batwoman, but no one gives a shit about that. That was terrible.
Fuck that shit.
Season 2 is somehow worse than season 1. And
it's like you should make a show about being a good show instead of something else.
Yeah, Supergirl, I think ended or is like closing in on its ending, because I think it was like the first show to start up this year for CW.
Supergirl can go down the shitter too. Get out of here.
Oh yeah,
give us Martian Manhunter. Give us that, and then the rest can go away.
Yeah. What was it? There used to be. It was a CW Seed, which is like their like off-brand like TV shows and stuff like that, like Whose Line Is On That and whatnot.
Okay.
They had it was just called Constantine. It was about John Constantine, and that was probably like the greatest one season show I've ever seen. It was just that, and then they added him to the Legends, and now he's completely useless in that show. Like he doesn't have his powers.
I mean, yeah, his power's getting drunk and fighting demons. Like, come on.
Like, he doesn't have his, like, dark magic anymore. Like, they literally wrote it out of the story. Like, he had it.
Then why have him?
Like, this season, he completely, like, cut it off. And apparently there's supposed to be, like, this whole, like, side plot line of, like, he's gonna go back to hell and, like get his powers back or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's... ain't gonna work out for you, buddy. I'm kind of hoping they kill him off, to be honest. They already killed off, like, 3 characters this season of Legends, and it's just like nothing makes sense anymore. They're still alive somehow. They're dealing with a lot of cloning.
Alternate timelines.
It's just all cloning at this point. And the other thing I hate about the CW, they still don't know that there's a multiverse. Like, they technically destroyed a multiverse and spawned a new one. But they don't know that yet, even though they keep having all these people from other Earths pop up. Doesn't make sense to me.
Speaking of DC, did you see the latest controversy with the Harley Quinn show?
The animated one?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen that yet, and that's one of the ones I really want to watch.
I haven't seen it either, but apparently in this upcoming season, they took out a scene where Batman was eating out Catwoman, and everyone was all offended. They're like, why is that in there? And it's like, dude, hold on. Does Batman like doing that? Is that a normal thing? Does he have gadgets for this? What is this? Is Batman making the porno where they walk into a store?
If it wasn't the animated show, I've definitely already seen that scene, but...
That's true. But they turned it into this whole thing, and then Zack Snyder tweeted out like an actual image of Batman eating out Catwoman. I was like, respect. Also, speaking of that, so... Warner Brothers is now doing business with Discovery. They're partners.
Uh-huh.
Discovery wants Warner Brothers to bring back the Snyderverse.
That'd be cool. Again,
I'm in.
I don't know fully if I'm, like, into the Snyderverse yet. Like, it's good, but...
Look, which Wonder Woman did you prefer? Did you prefer OG Wonder Woman movie or 1884? Or 1984. 1884.
1984 was just a clusterfuck of confusion.
That was bad, right?
Yeah, but some of the scenes in, like, the original or like the whatever year it came out was like they were like really awkward and weird too. So like I'm off and on, but obviously I'm always gonna prefer the first one because it just made more sense.
Yeah, 84 was not good, but it was definitely not bad.
It was so confusing.
I don't. Whoever directed that probably should go back and do some like small time shit and then come back. We need to work on storytelling.
I'm really hoping that like the Flash movie is good, and then I'm just at this point for DC. I've pretty much given up all hope on CW's DC, so I'm just waiting for that Injustice animated movie to come out, and then after that, like,
I'm pumped for
maybe I'll watch more.
The new the James Gunn who's it?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, thank you. They just released the next round of fucking trailers for it. I'm still pumped for it.
I'm sticking. I've only watched one trailer. I'm gonna stick away from the rest, just so like I don't like remember it from the trailer, because this is a thing that I keep doing.
They haven't really spoiled anything. Like if I mean, unless you haven't seen like what characters are in this one, like the latest one, it's just like, oh, Waller's recruiting people. It's like, okay,
yeah,
like you got to save the world, okay, but they don't really. I don't know. I don't think they like. You know me. I hate spoilers. I don't think they've really spoiled anything.
Yeah, I just. Like, even if it's like a small scene, I'll be like, I remember that from the trailer. I just don't want to do that while I'm like watching this movie. Hot take though, Suicide Squad, the first one was good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Like,
the only thing I don't like is how they tried to explain story like an hour and 20 minutes into it. It's just like, we should be wrapping this up here. But other than that, pretty great.
Yeah, if they just removed the Joker parts too, I would have been happy.
Yeah, like what? All two of them?
It just didn't really like make much sense in it. Like, sure, Harley Quinn left, but then like she came back. Cool.
Yeah, they cut all of it out.
Yeah, just sure, whatever, cool. And then like
they should have put him in. They give the dude a chance. Like, if it's bad, let's see how bad it is.
Oh, is Birds of Prey after Suicide Squad, right?
I haven't even seen it.
That one was actually pretty good. It's definitely kind of like SJ whatever, but
that's why I hopped out. I was on board when I was like, oh, it's like the female version. I was like, oh fuck, that'd actually be kind of cool. Like, they have pretty good bad women supervillains. Like, that's actually kind of cool. And then I heard it was like, oh, we're showing that women can fight men. I was like, I'm out.
Well,
like, I don't give a shit about this.
Honestly, it's very light on it, in my opinion. It doesn't dive super heavy into it. It has some of it, which isn't like totally a bad thing. It's just, It's not like CW style where it's, we are going to have this episode all about this character from The Flash and her cousin. And then before that, we're going to have a character all about her consciousness and dealing with past traumas. And then this female other character who's just been sentenced to prison and is now dating a criminal, even though she's a superhero. And it's like, what? Like, why are you doing this? None of this makes sense. Anyway, that was my little rant on the CW shows. We'll still continue to watch them just because I hate myself.
Yeah.
So we're reaching roughly 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I before we start clits and cunts, never mind, I'm gonna actually skip this article because it doesn't make sense to me. I got one for clits and cunts for you just before you get on to your stories.
Okay.
Herd of cows stampede through blank after breaking free from slaughterhouse.
California. I've seen this.
Yep.
I debated on putting this in there. I was like, I'm always a fan of a good escape, even if it's a bovine. I'm in.
The only reason why I edited this in here is because of you, Ro. And even though you may be like 4 episodes late, I know eventually you'll get to this. And if you don't know, Ro actually like deals in like cow farming with his family. So I sent this to him and I just asked him, was this you? Did you do this?
You son of a bitch. I knew it was you.
Oh man, but go cows, PETA would be I bet it was PETA actually who did this.
No, because see, they lived. So then it's not PETA.
True.
Did you ever see that? They were like all those horrible PETA videos. They were the ones
shooting dogs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, I think now they've just killed a like a chimpanzee and its owner, like actual murder.
Fuck that.
Like I don't understand how we can still allow them to be a thing, you know?
You gotta let the dumb people do dumb things. That's free speech and all that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's like the whole flat earthers. Be like, they're literally making up shit, but you gotta let them.
For my presidential
you can't just have all good.
Yeah, for my presidential campaign, I will set a limit for IQ. If you're below that, you get euthanized. Okay, please just get rid of them.
Like, well, we're gonna send you back to school. You get one chance to do this.
Oh man, it's a 2-part test. You know, one on book smarts and the other one on street smarts. Take both. See if you can do your taxes as well. But yeah, that was that. Let's go ahead and get into some clits and cunts and see how many I get wrong.
All right, we're gonna go with the state. Man makes 60 naked skydiving jumps in 24 hours.
Is this a world record?
This is a world record.
Is this Idaho?
No.
Nebraska, man. I was actually really hoping this was David Rush doing this naked.
I don't think he's this edgy. But yeah, over the course of 24 hours, this man skydived butt naked. Which kind of brings, like, when does public indecency step in? Right? Like, is it while he's in the air? Because, like, there's no way in fuck you're seeing anything, like, standing on the ground, right? Like, what about when he lands?
Where did he land? He's
landing butt naked. Nebraska man, blah, blah, blah. Ryan Kenoff of Omaha said whatever. Kenoff said it's an informal tradition for skydivers to perform their 100th jump in the nude. And he came up with the idea to set the naked skydiving world record as a fundraiser for mental health charity, after the recent death of a friend. Is he even going to give the name?
Somewhat of a good cause.
The Movember Foundation is what he did. I thought that was for prostate cancer. All right, well, I learned something today. My friend that we lost to mental health issues was about this close to his 100th jump. Close enough that he talked about it all the time, and he didn't get to make it. So I'm out here for him and a lot of other people we lost. Solid point. It doesn't say where he was, where he landed.
I'm guessing he must have landed somewhere where, like, not a lot of people were. I mean, like,
they filmed him. They... Like, there's people. I can see people in the fucking video.
I mean, all right. I mean,
it's a great cause. I'm not saying he should have been arrested, but it's just like, there's motherfuckers out there who will call the cops for literally anything.
I guess the people around him just weren't those people. Maybe they were supporting him or something, or maybe they just were like, that's funny.
Yo, man, you fucking cool? You want to see this man's shriveled dick fall 4,000 feet from you? All right, you're in.
Would you ever go skydiving?
Hell yeah.
Yeah? Would you ever do it nude?
Yeah. Probably not. I'd be afraid of getting, like, windburn on my nutsack or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you.
See what I'm saying? I'd go skydiving, though. Yeah, for sure. Who wouldn't? I don't, like, even if it goes wrong, like, you have, like, a minute of terror and then it's over. Like, speaking of this, fuck YouTube. These motherfuckers... Look, if I wanted to see people die, I would go to Live Leak, all right? Like, it's not just part of something I want to do every day. So there's this fucking video of this guy, and he's like, oh, my friend died doing wingsuits. And I was like, okay, I'd like to hear this story. In the end, you see the fucking dude die. Like, he fucking jumped off the cliff. Yeah, and you're supposed to be, like, at a 0 on, like, a horizontal axis. Homeboy jumped off, like, 30 degrees to the left. Suit never fully inflated, so one side did. So he jumped off the cliff. He fucking did a 180, smacked the fucking cliff, fell to his death.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, what? Like, thanks, dude. Like, at no point did we warn this. Like, so, like, I wake up, I watch this, and it fucking dude dies. I'm like,
did you report
I didn't
want to
see this. No, I'm not that guy.
Oh, come on. You wouldn't report it so obviously you didn't want to see that.
I'll report ads all day long. I'm not reporting that. Like, that's that dude telling a story about his friend. Even though I don't agree with it, fuck it. He should have the right to do it. So, but, like, the shittier thing is that, like, the guy, so there was obviously 2 people. So the second guy he jumped with, he watched this happen, and he fucking, like, the whole way back, he's fucking, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you have enough focus to not die yourself after watching someone basically just end it? I was like, dude, kudos to that guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, yeah, watch out for that video. Unless you like watching people die, then there you go. Do you.
I used to spend a lot of time on Live League.
Dude, it just puts me in a fucking mood. It's a dark place if I hang out on Live League.
It's definitely, one of the reasons why I think that, like, we should limit children on, like, internet consumption is just because of, like, things like that. Because I didn't have any restrictions, and this is how I got very desensitized to, like, death and watching people get murdered. It's just like the amount of executions I've watched and beheadings I've watched, like, that were not, like, censored, like, from blurs, like, it's crazy.
Like, I think what did it for me was like those fucking ISIS videos of like setting like POWs on fire in cages. I was like, yeah, I think I found my limit today.
Oh man, dude, watching some dude get his arm cut off by a chainsaw, that actually like stuck with me, and I watched that maybe like 7 years ago.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 7 times. I was like, yeah, that's why it stuck with you. You fucking
I watched it. I watched it once, and I didn't even get through the whole thing. Like, I got to the part where they got to maybe the bone, and I was like, okay, nope. back to child development class.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch kittens on YouTube. I'll see you later.
I literally watched these things while I was in child development class, like, because it was such an easy class that I was like, okay, I'll just hang out on my phone. Most of this stuff was like taught to me in like psychology, because it's pretty much the same thing at this point. And I was like, okay, I'll just go through all this stuff, and I actually like just completely turned off my phone and tried to pay attention to class. I was just like in my mind just rewatching that video. I was like
trying to come back to the fucking normal world.
It was like you in VR. I was like, okay, this is real life.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
I was really tempted because all right, story time with Feast. Kind of. There were these two real, like, they were the popular kids in like a year or two younger than me, in grade, obviously. And they were like always like really talkative girls and stuff, blah blah blah. They were always so loud, and then like they always brought like edibles to class for some reason, because it's high school, whatever. And I was very tempted to show them this video, because before in the past, like while they're super high, I would show them a Live Leak video of someone getting executed, and it would like,
oh my God,
it completely like sobered them up, and like that's how I got them to like shut up. Am I a bad person?
Yeah, no question, man. Good Lord, just fucking leave them alone. Just
dude, they were just so annoying though.
I'm with you. Believe me, I've had my fill of annoying people, but
at the end of the year they were pretty chill though. Like there were no hate between like me and them at the end of the year, and I got some edibles from them at that one point. It wasn't a lot, and it didn't stick very well, but it worked out. All right, back to the game.
Okay. So this one's gonna be a country. We'll say I never know how to give hints for some of these.
Continent.
I can't. Well, it's a continent.
Okay.
Twins construct world's smallest mobile nightclub.
Cuba. Is that
Feast?
Feast. It's a continent.
No, Cuba is not a fucking continent.
Do you want me to actually say the continent?
Country.
I know you said country though.
Cuba, it's a country and a continent. There's only one.
But
there's only
earlier
one.
You said country, so I just guessed country.
It's a country and a continent. There's only one in this box, my guy.
All right. South America. No,
technically, all countries or all continents are islands. Oh, all right.
Europe?
Anyway, it's Australia.
Oh,
no. God damn it, Beast. God damn it. You can't say we gotta have IQ tests and then drop this.
Hey! I only failed geography 4 times.
Yeah, I never would have guessed. Like. Oh my God, dude! Speaking of like lapse in intelligence, fucking so. Little tip: if you're doing like anything like barbecue chicken wise or like anything with chicken, just go buy a rotisserie chicken, because then you don't have to cook it.
Yep.
And like the seasoning's only on the skin. So we're shredding it up, and it's pretty hard to shred up the legs, so you just rip them off and eat them. And so Ava goes, wow, that chicken leg was really good. And Dad had one. Can I have another one? And I look at Ava and I go, how many legs do chickens have, Ava? Well, I thought they ran around on all fours. And I just sat there and looked at her and let her stew in it. And then Presley goes, how many legs does a chicken have, Ava? And she looks at Presley, well, 2. And then, like, instantly clicks. She goes, oh, I was thinking of something else. I was like, yeah, I bet you were, you little fucker.
Oh.
So, yeah, basically these guys, it's a 5 foot by 2.4 foot by 6 foot club at one time. But the reason I put it in here, I don't fuck. It's Australia. You probably just go anywhere to get away from the fucking mice. The reason why I put it in here, the name of this thing is called the Doof Shed. DOOF Shed.
Wow.
More reasons why maybe the mice should rule Australia. I don't know. Doof Shed.
The rat kingdom shall rise again.
Fuck it, eh?
Putting prisoners on an island would have been smart if battle royale was a thing back then, and you continued that tradition.
Apparently, Mother Nature's still having the BR, man. It's still going on. Fuck it, hey.
Maybe one day I'll wipe them out.
Yeah. So this one's another country. It's been a slow week for like odd news, so bear with me. Man stacks 5 M&Ms, breaks Guinness World Record.
Did you say state or country? I didn't.
Country.
Okay.
Who wrote this? Why is it so zoomed in? Jesus.
Is it Switzerland?
Nope. It's a British man.
Okay.
He
enough.
laid them down horizontally, so like M side down, and he stacked 5 of them. Apparently, that's the world record. We have to be able to break that, right? Like that can't be hard.
Yeah, I felt like I've stacked more than that while playing with M&Ms and Skittles in math class without like smushing them or anything.
I feel like if it was peanut M&Ms, then I'm like, yeah, that record has some weight to it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if it's normal ones or even peanut butter ones, fuck off with that.
The pretzel ones are probably the easiest in my opinion.
Those are pretty flat.
Yeah. Let me break the world record of stacking the most Oreos, right?
Oh, that, yeah.
Was he doing it for a good cause, though?
No, he was bored.
Okay, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, only good people live in America, and especially in Idaho. So, Britain, fuck you. Yeah. This is why we, left you. So,
all right, time to tweet David Rush telling him to break this record.
Yo, Doug. Bring it home for the US of A.
You're a reigning champ right now, all right? Come on.
Keep it going. All right. This one's a state. Dog rescued from bottom of mine shaft.
I feel like I've heard state dog mine shaft. Okay. Is this Colorado?
Arizona.
Close enough.
Yeah.
They're touching, right? No, they're not.
How the hell did it get down there? Yeah, Four Corners.
Okay. I always remember Four Corners, but I can't remember if it was
Colorado,
yeah.
New Mexico, Arizona.
I always forget if Arizona is actually
Did they teach you that in grade school and made it seem like a really big fucking deal?
Yep.
Okay.
They taught
I've
me
always
that
wondered that
all the way through high school, saying it was a big deal.
The last time I really heard about it was 4th grade. We had to do state history, and they were like, "Oh, the Four Corners! It's the only place in America where 4 states touch corners." And I'm like, that seems like a very odd thing to keep track of. Be like, this is the guy who had the most home runs when it was raining. A woman was naked in the 7th row. And I was like, you're just claiming anything, aren't you? You can. It's okay not to have a standout thing, and it just seems like all 4 of us are in the boat.
Yeah, I feel like it's the only important thing that the 4 of us have at this point. That can share. And it's okay, doesn't make sense to celebrate it.
I didn't understand it when I was 10. I don't understand it now at 28.
Congratulations.
See?
You drew imaginary lines on a map.
Yeah, we can tell you got bored with the states at around the Mississippi River and they just got big. Like they got huge after the Mississippi River. So,
we should just break off like the bottom half of Texas and just call that Florida 2.
Good luck. Them Texans, they are hell bent on being their own country.
Yeah, they're still trying, aren't they?
It's like 2 times a year you will hear that we're going to fucking secede. Be like, do it. We've seen what happens when it's your power. Good luck.
We should ask Spoon to see if he's supporting the separation.
Coming in live from Texas, Spoon. You're like, that's cool, but I think the Mexicans will come back and want their land back. Good luck.
Oh, that's a fight I want to see.
You have, and they celebrate a loss. So keep that in mind. Fuck Texas. So going back to the dog, they were summoned to the mine shaft near Cather Mine, north of Bullhead City, when a 1-year-old dog named Shelby was reported trapped at the bottom of the mine shaft. They don't even tell you.
Doesn't tell you how it got there, huh?
Yeah. How the fuck does it end up at the bottom? Like, obviously it didn't fall because it was walking around.
There must have just been, like, another entrance that it went through that people just didn't know about. And then it made its way to, like, light or whatever.
Yeah, you're basically right. It went into a mine shaft, like the tunnel, and then just wandered around, and they finally found it, and that's when they sent the rescuer in. Dude, speaking of YouTube again, there was another video they recommended me. It didn't show someone dead, but it gave me the story. These fucking Mormon dudes went spelunking. They went with their family.
Is this Utah?
2 of them split off. Yeah, they split off from like the main group because they wanted something more challenging. So they crawled through, like basically like real claustrophobic shit, right? Like a tunnel that's barely wide enough for you to go crawling through. So they get to the other side, and they see a hole in the fucking ground, even smaller than the one they went. So the guy gets pretty far into it, then gets stuck. He is stuck. So long story short, he's stuck in there for like 30 hours. He dies.
Yep.
And so what they did, they couldn't even get him out. And so what they did is they cemented it off. They didn't even bring his body out. They just fucking left him in there. I was like, dude, that's terrible. That's fucking terrible.
It's bad, but like that's your own idiotic fault for getting stuck.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Be like, not once in my life have I looked at a hole and been like, I bet you I can crawl into it.
I've only said that to women and it never works.
Been. Yeah, right. I've seen what comes out of there. I can make myself that size.
Once again, I shall be returned to the womb.
So, yeah, I'm going back. So this one is a country for now. Wild boar takes ride on this country's subway trains.
Yeah, the for now doesn't help me because I don't know states.
It will.
Is it Cuba?
No, what is with you in Cuba? You think Cuba has a subway?
Isn't like half of it a state now?
No. I think you're thinking of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is more of being a state than Cuba.
I don't know. They're all the same to me. Island.
Cuba. Anyways, no, it's fucking Hong Kong. See, it's a country for now.
It's not a country.
No.
It's not a country.
I didn't check my bank account and see Chinese money, so Hong Kong's a country until you pay me. And then I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, it's China. So yeah, little tiny wild boar, like a little tiny one, hopped on the train and just started riding everywhere, and people were terrified of it.
I was just trying to get to work.
I'm still surprised they have Facebook in Hong Kong.
They have their own version of Facebook in Hong Kong.
A video of the chase was posted to Facebook by the Hong Kong Wild Boar Concern Group, a nonprofit dedicated to preserving the animals.
Surprising, like, with how much censorship, like, China has and stuff, like, they still get a lot of the same stuff we do. Like, people think, like, YouTube's banned there, Facebook's banned there. This is what they think. They're not actually banned there.
Twitter's about to be banned.
I'm not surprised.
Did you see that? And then
one.
they tried to. Yeah. So then Twitter's reaction to this was that Twitter is a human right. It's a human necessity, and it's like,
no, it's not.
Holy shit! Like, you know, the world exists outside of Twitter, right? Like, oh my god.
There's more to the world
Yeah.
than 240 characters.
yeah. There's more to that than some weirdos posting CP on that.
Dude.
Just keep in mind, Twitter is okay with you posting CP on there because it's freedom of expression. Keep that in mind. That is disgusting. All right. Some happy news.
Okay.
So this is a country again, and I just find these news stories hilarious. Emergency crews rescue sex doll after mistaking it for a drowned woman. It's an Asian country. We'll go there.
Okay. Thailand.
Nope, we are. We're in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
It was discovered by people filming a fishing video. They thought it was a dead body, and it coasted all the way to the shore. They picked it up, found out it was a sex doll.
I wanna set up like pranks in like these ponds that people go fishing in, of just like hooking up like sex dolls to the bottom, and it's just randomly triggered. It'll come up, and like red food coloring will come up with it.
I feel that.
Is that weird? Like, I feel like that'd be a really funny thing to do. It's technically not harmful to anybody, and
How expensive are they? Like, these videos better go viral. Like, and I mean viral.
Real life sex dolls, they're roughly around. I actually don't know, thankfully, but
I'm not looking it up.
I'm not.
That's why I was asking you.
I was about to open a tab to look it up, and I was like, maybe I don't want that because of all these targeted advertisement stuff.
Someone with bigger balls than us, look it up. Send us a message.
My guess is around $3,000.
That's a solid bet.
Like for a life-sized sex doll. Yeah, that's my guess.
Now, Feast, when you put it at the bottom of the river, it has to be unused.
Says who?
Says me. For the sake of the fish, I don't want fish. Like, they already swim in their own cum.
Fish
You're
with
gonna make
feet.
them swim in theirs.
Fish with feet. You shall be reborn.
Fish with feet. Fish with feet. Did you ever watch that Magic School Bus episode where Miss Frizzle took the kids to get cummed on by a salmon?
What?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Feel free.
I guess they were going through like their aquatic animal reproduction. Yeah.
Their eggs, and then a fish comes by and carpet bombs them with fucking semen. Dude, what is this?
That is honestly one of the shows I want to rewatch. Is that, and what is like Cyber or something?
Cyber sex?
Well, I always watch that. It was like cyberspace or something like that. It was like these three kids who were like going into like the computer or whatever and like fighting some like virus or whatever. It was pretty much like not anime Code Lyoko that was like for learning. And Fetch with Rough Ruffman. Those are the three shows that I would watch as a kid, like for like learning purposes.
Have I told you that I've been torturing Ava around the house? I should probably clarify that.
Yeah, I was like,
No, so like she's at the age now where if you bring up anything that she did when she was like 6 to 7 or 8, like she's super embarrassed. So like she watched this show called Bubble Guppies, and they had this song because I guess it was like Little Mermaid people who went to school, and so the teacher who was a fish had this song. It was like, "Line up, everybody, line up, let's go, so I'll start singing, "Shut up," or I'll hit her with the Dora the Explorer theme song just out of nowhere, and she just like shakes her head and walks away. Or I'll start singing like Frozen songs. She is so fucking embarrassed by it. It's pretty funny.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. I remember some of the things I did as a, between 6 and 7, and yeah, if anyone brings those up, I'm grabbing my 1911.
I do want to ask one favor before we go.
Of course.
If like the seven people who know or who listen to this, if you guys know of any good VR games, please let me know, because I hate looking for them on Steam because it's either A, a gimmick, or B, a sex game. There's no in between.
Yeah.
There's a lot of desperate people with VR headsets. I think. So if anyone can recommend something that is not either one of those, I would be forever grateful. I will give you a kiss on the next podcast.
I have at least one recommendation that I know that you want to try, and that is the Forest VR. Highly would recommend that, because that just seems amazing. Obviously, what was it? Buck told you about the Alien Isolation mod for VR.
Yep.
That looks interesting, although I don't like how you have to aim with your head. That seems kind of weird. And then
I'll do it for the sake of horror.
Yeah.
For the sake of horrors, I'll do it.
Don't they have a Portal VR too now?
Yep.
And then I know that you don't really want to try it, but I would definitely give it a shot just to get a feel of like shooters. But like Pavlov would be like just to start it off, you know.
I desperately want Pavlov. I figured out you can play Trouble in Terrorist Town on that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much Gary's mod, but like mostly focused on more shooting.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'll pick up Beat Saber and then I'll pick up The Forest tonight.
A free one that you can always do, and I really just want you to go in there just to meet the people, just VR chat, just see what kind of weird ass people you can find in there.
No, I've seen the videos. I know what's in there, and I don't respect any of them. Like literally, like cool. You're a human. I respect your right to breathe. That's where it ends. That's literally where it fucking ends.
Mama, spit on me.
Yeah, dude, I did you ever watch some of the videos where like people will talk about something serious while they're dressed up as a dumbass character?
Oh yeah, I love listening to like soldiers talk about like how they killed people and how like the experiences they went through and how frustrating it was, like with the chain of command, having to like my friends are pinned down by a gunner at this house and we have to wait for permission to start firing an AC-130 onto this building, you know. And like just hearing about the frustrations that they had through that and there was one where it's a bounty hunter talking about how he went to go arrest a guy and the guy came out full on like neckbeard kind of like fedora hat wearing guy of just holding a samurai sword telling him that you shall not take me to jail. Those are two of my favorite ones. You should probably watch.
We're about to show you why the Indians are not a thing anymore. Bullets are better than gun or swords.
Oh yeah. But now
that's my favorite. I think those are one of my favorite humans. They'll be like, "Oh, I could kill anyone with this sword." Be like, "No, I can give this gun to a toddler and he'll probably kill you."
In hand-to-hand combat, sure, a knife is very helpful. In a gunfight, yeah, not so much.
It is. Yeah.
Have you ever been tased?
No.
I would recommend it at least once. Just try it out.
I tried getting Presley to tase me, but she didn't want to. She has a taser.
Instead of pepper spray, she has a taser?
Yeah, she's got pepper spray, too.
Oh, man.
But
fully loaded.
Yeah, because, like, we always go for, like, jogs and shit in the middle of the night. So, like, I'm one of those weirdos who always has to plan for something that will probably never happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a fan of the 7 Ps, baby. So I always tell her, I was like, look, if shit hits the fan, you do what you want. But then as soon as I start, like, fighting this one, just run. Just take off running.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I've always been ready to beat the fucking bejesus out of someone who's been pepper sprayed like a big, brave man.
Uh-huh. My idea of fights is, aim for the nose, Like, whatever you can do, go for their face is my, just, like, aim for the head for, like, a gun. In video games, at least, it's center mass in real life, everybody. Just aim for their head, Go for the nose. If you can, bite their nose off. There's no bone there. That is my go-to.
I'm a fan of just, I will beat the fuck out of your genitals. Feel free to clip that.
That's another one, if you get their pants off, bite their genitals off.
Okay, nope. Don't do that.
Your teeth is a very powerful weapon.
You raped him. If you go to bite their dick off, you raped him.
Hey, if someone comes charging into my house, the intruder, I'm going for either
rape is a natural consequence.
I'm going for the nose or I'm going for the balls. One of the two, all right? If I don't have time to get to my gun, I'm going for one of the two.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, do what you got to do. But I think in, like, today's world, they could sue you for rape if you bit off their penis.
If they're alive.
That's a solid point.
I've watched too many live leak videos. I know what I'm doing at this point. All right, get me the chainsaw.
Jesus Christ.
We don't even own one anymore. But yep.
Can't imagine why.
So we don't have a garden. It's just all rocks.
I'm sorry. You had a chainsaw for gardening?
Yeah, we had. It was pretty much like a Ripper from Fallout. It was a handheld chainsaw, and you use it to cut off like trees, not like the trunk, but like to get off some of the parts that are like hitting your window or whatever.
Oh, to like prune them.
Yeah.
Okay. I was very confused for a second.
I miss chainsaws. But anyway, we've been going for a while. I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But so that was today's episode. Tune in next week for the next one, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead and support the guy who can no longer get a job at twitch.tv/Shuby. Watch him play some VR games, and perhaps even pick up a Ray's energy drink or two if you need that pickup. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.
Love you.